and Pedestal, and Saha.
We're off to the races.
Well, that's a semi-vanilla lamp.
Spread of opening starts here. Sailor Jade going Link's house and then immediately saving Quinn into Sanctuary. Windfox just starting Sanctuary. Looks like he's going to be headed up to check Lumberjack, while Edium and Sokol are doing Uncle Start, which is surprising because Edium said in fourth place that Uncle Start is the worst start and only bad players Uncle Start.
Mm-hmm. So I did see a fast map check. I didn't catch everything, but I believe I saw a blue pendant at Hera and a blue crystal at Eastern, but I did miss Desert.
You know, I think Edium was just trying to psych people out. He wanted to gain an advantage, so he was making everybody think that the Uncle Start is bad, but he actually loves it. Oh my god, and it totally pays off today because those are boots. Oh, that's funny. That's very amusing to me.
How do you feel about that being a bad play now?
No, I always Uncle Start. I love Uncle Start. Edium complains about it though. Anytime I get an advantage from Uncle Starting, he says that it's I'm winning because I'm bad. But you know, rando is rando, and sometimes being bad is actually good.
Yeah, you never know. So let's see what these boots checks can. Wow, sword on the floor.
Yeah, so our other runners will eventually make their way to the Uncle area and get their boots. But until that time, Edium and Sokol are, gaining a little bit of time every single screen.
Yep. Every little bit will help in a race. Okay, it looked like it was a blue crystal at Desert Palace as well on that Sokol map.
Windfox, the first one to make it into Kakariko. We're going to check 5 chests here in Blind's hideout.
Yep. Kakariko, the second highest density in the game, aside from Ganon's Tower, of course.
Well, yeah, but then you got the junk fell.
Well, true, but just saying, a lot of people, you never know. You could read the seed and be like, "Nah, there's going to be nothing in CAC," and go somewhere else and be like, "You're crazy," and then.
Well,
sometimes that wins.
Like straight up skipping CAC entirely and having a seed where you never do Kakariko, it doesn't really exist. Like that's not a real thing. But like putting off Kakariko is not crazy.
Well, that's what I mean. Putting it off, not skipping it entirely, unless you somehow get go mode without touching it, then that would be weird.
This isn't really the kind of seed where you would put off CAC though, because
no,
we didn't really have like super easy weapons or like lots of bombs or anything.
Oh, we got a shovel, so it opens up an additional check. And a hookshot and armor, so... And I believe we saw a power glove somewhere, so we already have East Death Mountain access.
Yeah, pretty likely, but we're going to find something over there on Death Mountain. A nice vanilla bottle, though, from the bottle merchant. Is this even... No, I won't say it.
Was it empty?
What?
The bottle?
Oh, no, it was...
Nope.
It was
okay, so French vanilla.
It's still a bottle. But I think you're absolutely right. We can totally expect to find something on Death Mountain here. I don't think it's necessarily the right play to immediately go to Death Mountain in this case, though, because there are still things that could make that trip better. Like, say, a hammer, which would be nice to...
hammer, mirror.
Hera.
Another sword in a book.
Yeah, even the possibility of just finding, like, Mitts and Moonpearl, and then you can do Dark Death Mountain with Light Death Mountain. So... compared to something like South Shore, which, is not really going to get better from this point on, I think it'd be prudent to check something like that first before going to Death Mountain. But I think
100%
you're absolutely right. Death Mountain totally has something. Definitely. Just 20 rupees on the race game. And when Fox not saving and quitting, gonna go turn in this shovel right now. This is the time to do it.
Yep.
Sailor J disagrees, though. We'll do that later.
I could think about routing it in with if they get the mirror and doing it with the Grove. You never know. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, puts us over the 500 mark. So Zora will be an easier check for Windfox, although, you know, it's still pretty out of the way at the moment.
True. I mean, if I had Moon Pearl, I would definitely consider it, because then I would set up the fake flipper.
Sailor Jade following the gloves into back of escape. Totally agree with this. I think you should always do this the second you can. Windfox going the other direction, though, heading to front of escape and the uncle. So Windfox going to find Boots here.
Okay, so we do have the small keys. So the back of escape is locked by the glove.
Well, the funny thing is the front of escape is also locked by the glove.
How so?
The small key logically locks access to the boomerang chest and Zelda Cell.
Oh, really?
So because you had to have the
Okay.
glove to get the small key, then that means you had to have the glove to get the Cell State to get those chests.
Today I learned.
So like
I keep forgetting about that nuance about the key logic. I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah,
very
like
small nuance.
it doesn't matter unless you're going to like waste the key, which you would never do anyway, right? But as far as like, you know, making a glove play, the front of escape is just as much a glove play as back of escape in this scenario.
Okay, good to know. You are such a good teacher.
Man.
I don't know if you've been told that.
Just a map in the map chest. Is this even? Eddie am playing a bit more conservatively here, going over to Agina's cave. Gonna make sure that this is nothing important before heading on to more dense locations.
Yep. And Sailor Jade is pulling the trigger on Death Mountain.
And Agina has the moon pearl.
Oh!
It's kind of important.
Well, I can already tell you, if I was racing, I would be very behind.
What do you? I always do Agina.
There are two one-off locations I don't like that are in the first section, which is Agina and Ice Rod Cave.
Yeah, I mean they're essentially the same, just in different directions.
Right.
So what I started doing, because I used to always skip Agina, and then, you know, after it ruins your life like a couple different times, you kind of change your mind on it. But now what I do is I do mini Moldorm to Ice Rod Cave, and then save and quit and do Dam into Agina. So I split South Shore right down the middle like that. Rather than just shaving one of the two locations off, I split it in half entirely.
It's intriguing.
And that way, if I have a seed where, you know, I don't go to Agina before Darkhold Access, then I'm also not doing the Dam. Which is always fun when you get to do the Dam for the first time as you're entering Swamp Palace. That never happens. Alright, Sailor Jade made it into Mini Moldorm Cave. Gonna get a nice health refill here, and 25 rupees.
Alright, let's see what's over at Ice Rod.
Now, Sailor Jade will not find the Moon Pearl here, but that does not mean we can't find something good, like a Master Sword.
Oh, wow.
Because, oh my god, this is an Agaseed.
Yup.
Oh, no, wait, now we have a bow, too. Well,
Oh,
this
no.
changes things.
Well, Eastern just opened up.
I feel it's weird. Like, I feel like it's even more likely to be Aga now that we have the bow. But at the same time, it's less likely to be Aga. Regardless, doing
it's
Aga
all dependent.
before...
It's all now dependent on where that hammer and flippers are.
Yeah. Regardless, doing Aga before full clearing Eastern is crazy. So I imagine we'll see everybody do that. The only thing we might not see is like the Zora area. But if anyone's going to do Zora area, it's going to be Edium, who will be able to water walk and or fake flipper the whole thing, even though he has the rupee for it.
Yeah, I can see this going on now because he does have the pearl, so he can sequence break the waterfall fairy. Does not look like he has the. It doesn't look like he has the possibility to do Ancilla just in case there is an item on the Zora ledge. Correct me if I'm wrong, please.
No, he doesn't have enough stuff for that.
Okay.
So at the very least, he'll do Hobo. I mean, everybody always water walks to Hobo here, but
Oh.
What happened?
Mirror.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. I guess you go up to Hera then.
Yeah.
You don't feel great about going up to Hera, but it's a thing.
Yeah, just considering where it was at too, because it was at Spiral. So now to make this Death Mountain play slightly worth it, let's have Book in Hera and Hammer on Ether Tablet.
That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be kind of gross, but
it would work. Not that gross.
It's not that gross. I mean it's grosser,
not, it's like...
but that's still pretty gross.
I mean, it's not that gross in the sense that okay, Sailor Jade saved and quit. What? No. Why? What? Why would you do that?
Not checking Hera. Interesting. Okay.
I mean, okay, so I'd totally on board like doing South Shore before going up to Hera, going to Eastern before going to Hera, doing a Gina before going to Hera. All that's fine, but you don't climb up to Hera
right there.
and then leave, right? Like, oh, this is concerning. Because when you do that, you're telling yourself, well, I'm not coming back here until I really, really have to, right? Because it's so inefficient to do so. You're hoping that you never have to do it.
All right. These flippers required. Let's find out. Not really.
Yeah, Edium's fake flipper to Zora, not paying off with anything. But, you know, those checks are now done. Don't have to go back.
Yep. Wet bombs. Don't really know how effective they'll be, but eh.
And now everyone's headed up to the mountain that Sailor Jade went up to.
We really need somebody to go over to Eastern, because I want to see what that's going to be. Maybe Sailor will go there after South Shore.
Yeah, I think Sailor will go after South Shore. And then the other three runners will probably go there before Hera. Everyone walking over each other's footsteps. Now, there's no way for us to know who's been where anymore.
I know, all the steps are confused.
So Eddie, I'm going up to check Spectral Rock here first. So this is pretty standard to walk up and check Spectacle Rock Cave before hookshotting over to the other side, just because of how punishing it is if that item is the hammer specifically.
Yep.
So
because then you have to make 2 round trips.
yeah, it's pretty horrible if that's the hammer and you skip it. So in this situation, because Edium's going to find the mirror over here, he actually loses some time for doing that, but it's a very minuscule amount of time compared to how much you lose if it was the hammer and you skipped it. Just one of those weird occurrences where just one potential item layout is so punishing that you have to route around it.
Correct. I mean, even then, even though the mirror is in its quote-unquote worst possible location on Death Mountain, being Spiral Cave, the time loss is still very negligible.
So it
and
looks like
green
Sailor
pendant
J...
ice.
Cool.
Well, rip hammer on Ped.
Oh, was that really a concern? Were you concerned about that?
No, somebody in chat mentioned it. So, but you never know. Hammer on Ped. I mean, that's a fun Ped.
So pedestal by itself is really unlikely, right? Like something like 2%, 1%.
Yeah.
But
well,
at this stage of the game, item on Ped.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
Oh yeah, I know.
Maybe
crazy.
I've seen that maybe like
what is it? It's Turtle Rock, Ice Palace, Palace of Darkness, and Swamp Palace. Any 4 of those are pendant. Nope.
Yeah, and then Thieves Town could also be logically locked behind hammer.
Oh right, forgot about Thieves Town. The one check.
It usually isn't, but if there's a small key in that chest, then blind required the hammer. Alright, but 2 of our runners have made their way into Eastern Palace. Meanwhile, Sokol has taken that mirror up to Hera.
Alright.
Presumably, he's not going to save and quit after seeing the bottle. But I didn't think Sailor J would do that either, and I was wrong.
Yep. There was a question in chat earlier asking if Aga is still alive. Yes, unfortunately. Until we have the location of the hammer and the flippers, by logic, Aga is still on the table. Because if both of those items are in pod, the only logical access to there is to take the Aghanim portal.
Aga's not even unlikely at this point.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're just 1 item away from it not being an Aga seed, but
exactly.
We have like all these tools for going places after killing Aga, which is like pretty common when it's an Aga seed, right? That you have the ability to go across the river or to get a lot of chests in pod.
Exactly.
All right, Sokol has gone into Tower of Hera. And it is fire locked.
All right. So, are we going to see a, we are not going to see Herapod.
No, nope. You can't Herapod here. I mean, you can, obviously. Like, we have the tools to do so. But it is so risky.
True. It is risky. It is very risky, but the risk could pay off. So, you never know.
Well, I mean, the payoff for taking the risk is, like, you save 90 seconds or something. And the punish for leaving it behind...
You lose a minute and a half, like 2 minutes.
You lose like 15 minutes.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Because you're going to kill Aga before you go back in.
I don't know. If I know that there's an item in the basement and I can clear it, I would do it. Well, that's just me, though.
So I'm of the mind, if you are... You should never Herapot unless you're willing to leave the item behind.
Sure.
Because if that's not a play you're willing to make, if you think you're gonna go back in after leaving something behind right away, then you're better off just like getting in the first place, just doing the tower room.
Yeah, I guess I just route Hera weird. I have my own little weird route that I do also. If I'm 1 item away and I have the big chest or Moldworm, I'll actually go fight Moldworm first. Because hey, if he drops the item, I'm done. But if he doesn't drop it, all I do then is I just fall. because he's already dead, and the prize will just reappear. So.
I feel like you're costing yourself more time than you really need to when you go to Hera.
Depends. I mean, it pays off more often than you think. So, fun fact, with the way the layout of Hera worked, Hera potting would have been better. Because it was a map in the big chest.
Yeah, that's the way it goes sometimes.
Alright, dueling boss fights. Got Arbos and Moldworm.
Sailor Jade just missing that top right strat. Gonna have to finish him off the normal way. Where we just find another bottle.
Alright, what does Moldworm have?
All 4. Have we seen all 4 bottles now? Mitts!
Oh!
No Aga today.
Now, Aga is still alive. We don't have access to East Dark World. Still need the hammer or flippers.
Yeah, but everyone's just gonna.
Oh yeah, everyone's gonna do some form of getting across, but by logic.
So Cole, where are you going? Where is he going?
He's gonna check Dark Death Mountain.
Oh, he has the mitts, right? It's not marked on the tracker.
He just obtained them. So.
The tracker didn't immediately mark it, so I got confused.
Boy, you have to realize they're not as fast as you are. Okay.
I rely so much on the little the item menu thing.
Oof, missed the clip.
Everyone else doing checks, trying to avoid going to Tower of Hera. Nobody wants to go Pendant Hera. I'm a little concerned here.
Yep.
Because what's happening here with Sailor Jade? Sailor Jade has been everywhere except for Tower of Hera. And she already walked up to Hera and chose not to go in. So when you run out of checks here in Hyrule Castle, just doing Aga seems like a really good idea. Like, you're already right there, you know?
And the fact they have the mirror makes this even very much more likely.
She hasn't been to Akina, you're right. So it's a bigger gamble than normal. Still, though, I think if I was in Sailor Jade's position and I made that call to not go into Hera, I'd feel pretty good about doing Aga.
Speaking of Aga.
Oh, Wind Fox.
Wind Fox is doing it.
Also without the Moon Pearl.
So is this when you don't want to see a fetch quest on the pyramid? Is it just prolongs? Because it just prolongs the. Did I make this right? Yeah, you want it to be junk. You want it to be non-progression, really.
I mean,
progression that doesn't lead to anything.
If you can't have Aga be hard required, you want it to be soft required at least, to make this worth it. So maybe something in something on Catfish or something in Pod, right? That everybody else is going to take a while to go get to because they don't want to current jump or whatever. Where you get it really early. It's unlikely though. The thing is even if that is the case and Aga is logically required for East Dark World access, it's unlikely to be something so good that everyone else doesn't just go there eventually and get it too.
Mm-hmm. So we did have a fast map check, and it looks like I have a couple confusing marks on the tracker here. So Either Skull Woods or Swamp Palace is the pendant. Looks like it might be Skull.
The trackers are in disagreement. We'll figure it out eventually.
Yep. Yes, we have Ice's green pendant. That was from Saha check earlier.
All right, the trackers have combined their resources and determined that Skull Woods was the pendant.
Perfect.
I never saw the map check, so
I didn't either.
Whatever you guys tell me, that's what I believe.
Of course, now the fun fact is, what's the 5 and 6 crystals?
Pod and Eastern.
Is it Pod and Eastern? Oh, okay.
That's what they marked. I trust them.
Okay. Okay. The quality on my end's a little worse for my eyes, so. Could not see the stars.
Edium takes down Moldorm here in Pendant Hera, where he will find his Dark World access and those Titansmiths. Meanwhile, Windfox taking out Aga 1 ever so slowly. But that will also be his Dark World access, albeit without a Moon Pearl.
You know, let's reward the play. Let's put Hammer on pedestal. Not the pedestal. Hammer on pyramid.
Yeah, I mean that would be like super awesome for Windfox.
That would be a good reward.
Especially if the hammer like locks progression in Thieves Sound or something. So thankfully, Sailor Jade did decide to come back up to Hera before doing Naga. So she will find Titansmiths here, although also needs to find that Moon Pearl. Lumberjack was not required.
Yeah, Lumberjack was health. Alright. Does the play pay off for Windfox? Let's find out. Alternatively, Windfox does now have the fast way to get to the Pyramid Fairy. So there's that in case that needs to be checked.
Does Windfox not have the mirror?
No.
Didn't he go to East Mountain?
No, I don't believe they did.
He did, though. I remember.
Well, he does not have the mirror.
I thought he did.
Oh, right. They saved and quit after Paradox.
Skipped Spiral Cave. Wow.
Oh.
Well.
Well, that happened.
So, Windfox, as far as he's concerned, Aga is required from his point of view.
Yep. And again, we always talk logically here, even though we know almost everybody doesn't do it. Still could be logically in play. We won't know for a little while.
So when it comes to skipping locations, like there's a lot of different philosophies for it. Like you might see some people like willing to skip like all the bad checks, you know, and then just when they run out of good checks, they just start going through the bad checks systematically until they find what they had skipped. Other people, you know, they skip things that they think everybody else is going to do because they want to, you know, set a difference maker. They want to be different than everybody else because they feel like maybe their execution can't hack it. But I feel like of all the places that you can skip and that you routinely see people skip, Spiral Cave is the worst one to do. So,
yeah.
Like I'm a big fan of only skipping locations that you can see yourself checking again later, you know? Like if you say to yourself, if I don't do this now, I'm never going to do it, then you probably shouldn't skip it. And the thing with Spiral Cave is that always applies to Spiral Cave.
So what are your thoughts on what are your thoughts on Mimic Cave being able to fully clear Turtle Rock?
I don't
Whether
understand.
it be on purpose or on accident.
You're asking about putting off Turtle Rock without the mirror or something?
No. I'm saying being able to full clear Turtle Rock, having access to Mimic Cave, but skipping it, whether it be accidental or on purpose.
Oh. Why would you skip it?
Again, accidental or on purpose.
Like, you can't account for anything being done accidentally. Like everybody makes
You
mistakes.
haven't seen one of my races, then
maybe that's what happened to Windfox here. Maybe he didn't mean to skip Spiral Cave. He just forgot about it.
Yeah, that happened to me one time. Guess what check I never forget to do? Oops. Yeah, Chad brings up a good point. He probably got distracted by getting the bow.
Well, he is fully committed to that bow now. Is he not? Are you not going into pod? Okay.
I think he was checking catfish first.
No, he's going across the river.
Going across. Okay.
Well, that's disappointing because like something good being in pod was like the only way he's not completely behind.
Well, I mean that option is still there. It's just
everyone else is just going to go there as well.
Right, but for them it'll be a matter of when.
He does have the lamp though, right? Like surely he did.
Yeah, everyone has the lamp. To honor our good friend Plasma Kappa, I don't think anyone pulled the Plasma Kappa.
What did he do?
Medallion in Link's house. Required medallion. Oops.
Yeah, it's a pretty feels bad man moment.
But we love him for it, so.
So Cole playing it real safe, and who can blame him on 1 heart? But back up to 4 after that, so feels good. And it looks like the big chest has the small key. So this means a couple things. 1, guaranteed to not leave anything behind in Thieves Town. And 2, if blind drops anything, it is hammer locked. Oh, getting that early spin means no blind script today for Sokol. Gonna have to play it real careful here. Red Potion does make this a bit safer, though. Even if you make a bunch of mistakes, be able to refill your health real easy.
Nice fight.
And saves the potion. Thank goodness. And just a piece of heart. Which was actually a time save. Nice.
Filled him up. Nice.
Idiom going through Thieves Town. Sokol trying to find something still in the Dark World here. Going through Smith sequence now. Well, Sailor Jade in Skullwoods.
There we go. Yeah. I do see a comment in chat about the state of the tracker. Unfortunately, the tracking software is still a bit buggy. Likes to eat inputs a lot. So, shout out store trackers, trying to keep everything on track for us.
Sokol's leaving the purple chest.
Yeah, we got Antisim and Etinar. These guys are rocking it for us. Trying to keep everything in line for us.
I imagine he just forgot to do dig game and then remembered for a second.
Probably.
Because normally you go down and do dig game and then you go back up and grab the smith.
Ooh, mushroom. If you only have the Cane of Samaria, you can knock out magic with that.
I don't recommend that in this situation. I mean, you could sequence make magic fight with the cane, but then you'd have to go re-enter the dark world because you don't have the hammer.
Well, true.
So it's like you're sequence breaking to do a check like twice as slow as it normally is. Is my thought process.
Fair. I'm just one of those people. I'm in the region, and it's like, well, get it done. That way you don't have to come back. Blah, blah.
I mean, it could be something. It's not impossible.
Right.
I just think like you gotta look at the grand scheme, you know, like the odds overall.
100% agree. Yeah. I mean, like, I think for this one, like, what I would do in that situation, like, okay, dig game has the mushroom. Okay, I did the smith sequence. Okay, grab the purple chest, mirror to light world, do magic bat, save and quit, turn in purple chest. See, that route would work.
Well, then you're skipping like hype cave.
True. Yeah, it's one of those weird catch-22s. So.
Sokol wants to do the mushroom right now. He did skip hype cave. I'm so confused.
Boy, you have to remember, not everyone acts like you do.
You have to transition the screen first, Sokol.
Stumpy with clothes on his back.
Mushroom, fortunately, not leading to anything. Sokol's gonna have to do something else. Probably just run right back over to Village of Outcasts. It's not too far away.
No, especially with boots. Straight shots. Alright, let's see what's in hype.
Flippers! And there's our... Well, except for Paper Fairy, I guess. Oh no, Paper Fairy was Pod. Never mind. But yeah, Flippers will be logical access to East Dark World.
Yeah, I'd probably give that about an 8. Flippers and Sword. Considering the Flippers are required for Swamp.
Of course, Windfox doesn't need the Flippers to get to East Dark World.
True.
Because he killed Egg.
Well, the good saving grace to this is if Pyramid Fairy has the hammer, which is impossible, because unfortunately, Palace of Darkness is the second red crystal. That would have been the one saving grace.
Well, I mean, even if it did, though, Windfox still needs the mirror.
True.
Oh.
Actually, no, not to get the. No, yeah, she would. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I mean, I hope he meant to go Spiral Cave, because it feels bad, you know, that your gamble didn't pay off and everything, but it feels worse when it wasn't a gamble; it was just a mistake.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go into the school of thought that they got the bow, they just got overly excited and said, "Okay, I'm going to Easter." That's what I'm. That's what I'm going to think.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Certainly wouldn't blame anybody for that.
And so Cole just gonna go Phantom Chest. I love this glitch so much.
Oh, I was trying to figure out what you were referring to. I realized the invisible purple chest is what you meant.
Yep. Yeah, he left it at Stumpy. And hey, he had
So that's kind of cool. Nice item.
Yeah, slightly good.
It doesn't do anything at the moment, but you know, it will definitely be needed later. So Cole and Edium both going to Hype Cave now to get their flippers. So this is actually going to open up one check-in swamp for them, although I kind of doubt either of them will do that.
Gamble the hammer and swamp. Do it.
It's certainly not impossible. But the flipper is also giving access to East Death Mountain, or it's not East Death Mountain, East Dark World. And you having the bow and lamp already, like it feels like Pod's probably the answer here.
Yeah, you got 13 checks, 13 out of 14 checks in Pod for 5 items, 4 or 5 items.
Sokol's doing it though. He's going swamp.
Gutsy play.
Edium, are you doing it?
I think he's feeling
the
seed.
Going?
I think he's feeling the seed.
Oh, Edium's turning in the mushroom, I see.
Yeah.
So it's unlikely that this first chest in swamp is going to have anything. But oh boy, if it does, this is a huge play for Sokol.
You know, I don't want it to be the hammer. I want it to be the flute.
Why the flute?
Oh, just to put suspense.
It is just 300 rupees, though.
Because, I mean, like, you think about it, you get the flute, okay, well, now you can go to the mire area. Okay, so you have Mire Shed and Checkerboard. And if either of them give you the medallion to enter Mire, and you find the hammer in Mire.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So Windfox will be our first player into Pod, which is definitely the most likely place for our progression.
Yep. Edium very close behind. Probably going to do Pyramid.
Unfortunately, Windfox is mostly in Pod just because he's missing the other items that would give him more options. And there's your flute. What you
Hey.
wanted.
Okay, so we can still have Hammer and Meyer.
Yeah, unfortunately for Windfox, the flute does nothing.
No.
He'll need the mitts before that's something nice.
Well, we get some fast travel, but yeah.
Oh, Eddie, I'm actually clearing up front of escape before heading into pod. Yeah, that makes sense.
In the area, since you were on Pyramid, checking that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, being able to do this from the pyramid also means that his uncle start wasn't a time loss. Like, oftentimes, like, the uncle start ends up being a time loss because you have to double dip walking to the castle in the early game, but getting Darkwood access and being able to mirror here later negates that.
Yeah. So get like on that topic of Uncle Start, it's like I'll do Uncle Start, but I'd have to like basically it's Link's house determines Uncle. If I get any form of a reliable weapon, definitely doing Uncle Start, because then I'll just go straight into escape. But again, what are the odds?
Windfox. Please don't save and quit. This death warp, dude. It's okay.
Probably checking the models, make sure they didn't have a fairy, maybe. In fact, you can't go back this way.
Yeah, he can. It's
He
just
can?
slower.
I thought there was a door jam.
Nah, you can just walk.
Oh no, I'm incorrect. Somehow I thought there was a shutter door in that sequence somewhere. Too much door rando, I think.
Local and Eddie M making their way into Palace of Darkness to join Windfox. Now the flute for these players, for Eddie M and Sokol, the flute opens up new checks. So like it would not even be crazy for one or both of them to just like immediately leave after finding the flute. I think having the bow, you don't feel like you need to do that though.
Yeah.
So I think more likely we'll see everybody full clear all the way up to Helmasaur.
Yeah, so it's been a while since I've seen a scene like this where 48 minutes in, no medallion, no rod.
Oh, and there's a book in the back.
Oh boy.
So that's a nicer item than the flute. I think now we can full clear Desert Palace. Although I guess you could already do that with the flute, huh? Never mind.
Yeah, the Flute and Mirror gave it to you, but now that opens up. Oh, speaking of medallions, I just had to say something.
Oh, yeah, there's our Quake Medallion. Maybe access to Meyer could happen. Definitely access to TR, though, if we had a...
Yep, it is
we had a
TR, so that is required. That also does open up the Bombos tablet at this point for the players with Mirror.
Yep, Bombos and Ether. One or both may be required. Possibly even neither.
So hopefully Windfox will go to Hera soon. Go be like, oh, hey, I can do Ether tablet, and then they'll get their meds.
Yeah, but he can't go to Hera. That's the problem.
Oh, good. All right.
Because they never got the mirror.
Well, maybe they'll find the hammer. But I called Hammer and Meyer, so...
Hammer and Meyer is pretty likely.
Yeah.
Or at least from the Meyer area.
Like Meyer area,
Desert, Meyer Shed, Checkerboard, that too.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't want it in desert now because that made it before. Well, actually, Pod had both options. So yeah, okay, I'll accept it. I'll accept it. It's...
Sailor Jade, make up your mind.
I'm gonna go do this thing. Wait, I need to be in Dark World. Where is So-Called missing a key from?
Huh?
So-Called is missing a key from somewhere in Pod.
From Stoffelstern.
Oh, did you not do that? Okay. Ah, right. Wait.
He's very confused because,
apparently, yeah. So I'm like, wait, why are you going this way?
That's a weird way to get to Stoffelstern, but whatever works. You actually could have skipped Stoffelstern entirely if you just did the hammer, yeah.
Hey, we're getting magic back check.
Oh, he's checking vanilla big key. This is guaranteed to be a small key. It's feels bad man moment. Yeah, there's your fake powder. Too bad it didn't pay off for Sailor Jade.
No. Alright, what's in the desert? Alright, do we need another medallion?
We do not. That is the Quake medallion for Mystery Mire.
Okay. So, Mire's full clearable. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, pretty positively. Everybody has Tempered Sword. Not so bad.
Yeah, it's not so bad. 12 hearts, red mail, tempered sword.
So there should be 2 crystals to grab here for Edium.
Yep, very likely.
Sailor Jade. You have the Canis Maria.
No magic.
There's magic in both of those pots.
Ah. Oh, right. Yeah, there's small magic. I actually don't know that. I do know that there's a big magic behind that crack.
Yeah, use that one a lot more. The weird thing about those pots, though, is that the sprite limit has already been reached in that room if all the enemies are alive, so you have to kill something before you can actually get magic from the pot.
Oh, right. Okay, that's probably what my... Okay, I think that's what was confusing me for the longest time.
Yeah, if you just walk in the room and pick up a pot, it'll always be empty. But if you kill something first, then it'll have a magic in it.
Mm. So the one thing I will say that I'm tiny bit... Well, actually, no, I can't say I'm surprised by it because of the way the route would be, so never mind. I was going to say, wait, nobody checked Bombos. There isn't really a clear route to Bombos. You'd have to go all the way around right now.
Yeah, you'd have to, like,
the village.
Bank on East Darkworld first. Which, honestly, it wouldn't have been super crazy for anybody to, like, immediately current jump or anything. Windfox would have made the most sense, honestly, but then he wouldn't have had the Mirror for Bombos tablet anyway.
Right.
But everybody chose to stay in Logic and head to Thieves Town and Hype Cave and all that. It's just unfortunate that the only thing it led to was the Flippers, which gave you the East Darkworld access. yes, Windfox does have a Lampy. It just never got marked. The tracker has been very finicky today,
Tracker's been hungry. It's hangry.
eating all of the inputs. So Windfox is out of checks. It's got to go back to something he left behind.
Okay, good.
All right, so at the very least, it looks like he realizes he skipped Spiral Gate. So this isn't something that caught him off guard.
Oh, did you see that juke from that Ormos Knight?
Yeah.
Oh, arrow's coming. Step to the left. All right.
So far, just small keys and Misery Mire for Edium.
I was expecting it to be big key in the first two chests because hey, there's items in here, and we're just gonna give you access to the boss immediately. Isn't that what Rando usually does?
I would just kill Vitreous and hope
I
that
would
my
too.
progression.
Especially if I have the mirror, yeah, definitely, 100%. Get the second item, mirror out, boom, done.
And there is our hammer, just
Hey!
sitting in.
Hey!
All right, so what does the hammer do for us? What can we do now with this hammer?
A lot of things. Ice Palace is not in logic because we do not have a big fire source.
So we can do hammer pegs, spike case. Oh wait, that's it. I guess Helmosaur King.
Helma. And Helma has an item, so we know that. And that opens up Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, Pyramid Fairy makes it a little more
Swamp.
more awesome. Swamp, that's the big one. Okay, so I think Swamp's gonna be the play here then. Maybe okay, so you probably do Helmosaur first, and then Swamp, and then Pyramid Fairy.
If you're gutsy enough, Turtle Rock. If you're gutsy.
I mean it could be the answer. Like you have access to at least one chest in Turtle Rock. Mm-hmm. But probably not doing that before 2 crystal dungeons.
So, what's our pedestal index? Our pedestal index is Bombos, Fire Rod, Ice Rod. No, Fire Rod cannot be on there. Ice Rod, Bombos, and Fetch. And Bombos is of really no concern because we have to get the Fire Rod, so it's really just an Ice Rod on pedestal choice at this point.
Yeah, I don't think Bombos could be
Bombos
on pedestal could be required. It can be there, but it can't be required.
It can be there, but we have to get the Fire Rod before we can get Bombos, which means we'll skip Bombos because we can do Ice Rod Palace. So.
Kane could not be on ped because
Kane can't be ped. Kane, unfortunately, is in Edium, Soul Calls, and Sailor Jade's pocket. It is, however, in a very purple box.
Poor Windfox. He went and got his mirror, but he's going everywhere he can. That's not Hera, because if it's Hera, that means Aga wasn't required. So he's hoping that Aga wasn't required. I think that makes sense for him, like from the position that he's in. Like you have to just bank on it not being Hera. Unfortunately, not gonna work out. Idiom takes down Vitreous.
Alrighty. And Mirror and Desert, or did he do Desert first?
Did he leave an item behind? Oh my god, Idiom.
I think he did.
Idiom, why do you do these things?
He was probably banking not having to do right side. Which, I mean, that is kind of a pain in the butt. So...
I think he skipped the cutscene chest.
Oh, cutscene.
Cutscene chest is exceptionally slow without the fire rod.
Oh,
Oh, what do we get?
fire rod at Bombos.
Oh, that's so gross.
Hey, Windfox, that doesn't get you anything. Go to Hera, please. I think they're finally going to Hera.
Did we find both items in Skullwoods?
I don't recall. Chad is telling us we've only found the bug net, so we do have a fire locked item.
Oh, that's surprising then that he comes here first then. Because Skullwoods would mean, if Skullwoods had the mitts, then that means that Agate wasn't required. I guess Ether Tablet having the mitts would also pay off.
I don't think Windfox has been to Skull because they don't have the bug net.
Just the fire shield there on the Ether Tablet. And Windfox will probably do Hera now.
Oh, hey, there's our logical powder.
Yeah, Bombo's Tablet's a pretty gross location with where the book ended up being. But I don't think it's going to really trip anybody up too much because you just do that when you're at Swamp, right? Like either before or after Swamp, you're just going to go do Bombo's Tablet real quick.
If you don't, that's one of those you're abandoning as, oh, hey, look, we're finally getting a Hera pot.
And with the hammer from Vitreous, Swamp is by far the biggest area of items to go to at this time.
It is. Alright, so great ice rod hunt.
You mean just like every other seed I've ever played?
I mean, every other seed that has ever existed. Yes.
What are the models of Windfox and Idiom? The sprites? They are playing Fox Link. He is Link, but as if he were a fox.
Robin Hood Link is what I like to call it. That
Robin Hood Link. Oh, because the Disney
Robin
movie.
Hood Disney movie, yeah.
Gosh, I haven't seen that in forever.
I know, it's still so good too.
You know, it's funny. My most consumed Robin Hood media has always been Robin Hood Men in Tights.
I was gonna say Men in Tights.
That's the only Robin Hood movie for me.
Hey, Windfox, what do you do after this?
Well, things that require the mitts, I would imagine.
Right, but I mean, how? What is the order? Because as much as it seems like Windfox is behind, they're actually really not that far behind. Not yet, at least. It's going to be dependent on when people do Swamp Palace. Because that Fire Rod is an advantage, albeit a very small one.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it. I like he's behind as far as I'm concerned.
Oh no, he is. Definitely. But
like I guess if he were to
correct
skip Dark Death Mountain and skip all of the Smith sequence checks that everybody else has already done,
can't skip
then
Smith,
he would
can't skip
be
Smith.
fine. Yeah, see, he has to do all of them. That's the problem. So while he's going back and doing these checks that everybody else is doing, everybody else is getting farther and farther ahead of where he is. Like Edium is 2 dungeons ahead at this moment. Like he's full cleared Desert and Mire, which Windfox only just got access to Mire. Anyway, not Desert. Sailor Jade and Sokol headed through that Desert Palace right now. Sailor Jade a bit behind Edium and Sokol as well. Just by virtue of her routing.
Alright, what does Helmosaur have? Anything good?
It ain't great.
Yeah.
But Crystal is as Crystal does, plus Edium now has access to Pyramid Fairy, which will be very convenient to do after Swamp Palace.
Correct. So we're going to see Swamp Palace, and if Swamp Palace has the Ice Rod, we won't be seeing Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, I'm curious if he'll do Pyramid Fairy even if it doesn't have the Ice Rod, though. Because Pyramid Fairy is slow. Like, it's not.
No,
it's not
there's almost no advantage. The
And
only
then,
thing he'd get from it would be either Soars or Gold Sword.
with the
And
no,
the
I
player
mean if Swamp doesn't have the Ice Rod.
Oh, if Swamp doesn't have the Ice Rod, yeah, you do Pyramid Fairy. I'm
not sure Edium will. Just because Pyramid Fairy is slow, and if he has the Fire Rod from Baba's Tablet, which he almost certainly will before Pyramid Fairy, Turtle Rock looks like a really great place to find an Ice Rod.
Yeah, but my mindset would be is if I'm going up the mountain, I'm not coming back down. Unless I have to, so I would check everything I can.
Would you full clear like Ice Palace and Skullwoods and Pulpet though? Before going to Turtle Rock?
Potentially, yes.
Okay, Edium won't. I can tell you that.
Oh, I won't. I know him.
So so like I know Edium wouldn't do all the penance and stuff. So if you're not doing all the penance and stuff, like there's no reason to think that Pyramid Fairy is any better than going to Ice Palace.
Fair.
So I think he might skip that as well, if in the event that he doesn't have an Ice Rod following Swamp Palace.
Yeah, but he's definitely going to get his Fire Rod after Swamp. We know that. There's no better time to check it, and if he's not checking it now, he won't check it at all.
Well, it certainly didn't take Windfox very long to find his way into Mire. So,
Nope.
Nice play here. Gonna get his hammer pretty quick after getting the mitts.
Alright, so Edium the first into Swamp proper.
Interesting he didn't do Bombos Tablet before Swamp.
I disagree. I mean, because you'd have to screen transition twice against.
You're missing two.
Again, it also
so.
depends.
I think if he was only missing the one item, I'd say yeah, definitely do Swamp first.
Yeah.
But 2 items, like the odds of you getting both items in Swamp is really low, and you always do Bombos Tablet following.
Yeah, and plus if he does the route you're suggesting, like going to Turtle Rock, he's gonna flute immediately from Bombos.
But Eddie, I'm actually going left side first here in Swamp Alice. Playing it real conservative today.
I don't blame the move.
It's because I'm not in the race. Whenever I'm with Eddie, he always makes crazy plays.
Coming in. As if that's a shocker.
Yeah, combined with the delayed bomb explosion, we call this the dive bomb in Swamp Palace.
I still need to learn this trick.
It's not hard or anything. Like it's
yeah, I mean I've
like
I've accomplished diver down once, but literally once. So it's like I don't
it's just one of those tricks where like you have to know what to do. Like you can't just watch somebody and then copy them. Because I
don't know. I mean,
what's actually happening isn't like super apparent.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Koi has done videos on like explaining the glitches and how they work and whatnot. They're actually very good. You should check them out.
I didn't get a compass on the first chest on left side. Can't feel good about that. Okay, at least it wasn't compass and map.
Yeah. Sailor Droid with the swipe. It's like. Ah.
So cool, following Eddie, I'm right behind, keeping up without too much trouble. If he skips left side, it's actually, relatively close between them, like within a couple minutes.
Let's see what happens.
Well, maybe a little bit more than a couple minutes since he hasn't been to a pod yet. Hey, it's the ice rod.
Wow.
Alright, so that'll be a pretty quick go mode.
12.
Yeah, definitely no mode. Should be a quick go mode for our runners as well. Assuming they don't just straight up forget about Bombo's tablet.
And gold sword. Wow.
We're making quick work of the puffs. But how does it fare against the big eye? Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, you're not going to try to zero cycle with the ice rod? Come on.
All right, Edium.
All right, Edium. You go left. You go up.
Skip it. Skip it. It's not worth your time. What could it possibly be? Oh. All right, whatever. Edium's gonna find go mode and win the race. Whatever.
You sound disappointed.
Edium always wins. Give somebody else a chance, man.
There's a few people having their chance right now. They're just not executing.
And at 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 28 seconds, Edium has entered go mode.
I was gonna say 1 minute in that. What is this? A spoiler race?
Pretty quick even for a spoiler.
Technically, you're in. Well, yeah, actually, now it's go mode. You're in no mode at like 1 minute. This is definitely Edium's race to lose at this point.
Oh, Sailor Jade, don't die. Putting that blue potion to work.
I mean, another realization. Ironically, we don't have any invulnerability. That's common.
Yeah, kind of unusual.
So that earlier comment about what does hammer open up, it's like Spike Cave technically not in logic.
Yeah, but who pays attention to logic? Nerds, that's who does it. Nerds pay attention to logic. You're not a nerd, are you, Duke Firebird?
I love glitches. What are you talking about? I do what I can if I know how to do it. And if I don't know how to do it, I'm jealous of the people who do. And I keep trying to learn it. Does that satisfy your curiosity?
For sure.
Okay.
Alright, so Sailor Jade making her way towards go mode here. She'll find Viron on Bombos tablet and then Ice Rod in Swamp. Wind Fox already has that Fire Rod, just need to find... That's a weird place to mirror. Probably not intentional. Just need to find that Ice Rod in Swamp. But Wind Fox, one step further removed, still needs to do Purple Chest for that Canis Mario.
Yep.
But it does appear that Edium has run away with this race between these four runners, at least. Sokol is the closest, but he's still a couple minutes out from catching up to Edium on Turtle Rock. So Windfox checked Bombos before Purple Chest because Windfox, unfortunately, last location the mirror and thus did not have the Titan Smiths. And when he found the mirror, instead of going to Hera, which was what everybody else did before, because they didn't have Darkworld access yet, he went and followed the mirror checks on the overworld, including Bombos tablet. Edium, are you going to go outside? Oh, he's not. He just forgot to hit the switch, I guess. Okay. Usually you hit the switch in the room where you stole the key from the Pokey to set up a quick strat here for the Crystal Roller Room. But without hitting the switch is going to be in the wrong position. And now he has to wait on the spike roller. Feels bad, man. Whose audio are we on? Oh, it's Edium's. Okay. So, I was so confused for a second because it seemed like everything was almost lining up on Windfox's screen,
I know.
but it wasn't really. I was very confused.
Oh no! What caught me was I don't hear the. I can tell when the dash sound is actually supposed to be, and I'm like, okay, wait, that's off by like a fraction of a second.
Very weird. They should add like
And
a
then I'm
little,
like, oh, not any.
audio icon so we can see quickly who's on. All right, so
Just
Windfox.
set the fees.
Windfox finds the ice rod, but no mitts.
Wouldn't be too difficult to figure out.
And down goes Trinex for Etium. And that is 7
nice.
crystals.
7 crystals, you know what that means?
The Ganon's Tower Big Key guessing game. Did I throw you off guard? Usually I give a sarcastic reply when somebody asks me that. But
Yeah.
I just said the thing this time.
Yep. So my usual choice, I love lucky number 13.
That's a number, definitely. But yes, guys, we are headed to Ganon's Tower. There are 22 item locations, one of which Edium needs to find the big key. If you'd like to, you can guess which of those 22 chests the big key will be in. 1 through 22.
And here we go.
Nice silvers, very friendly. And Edium will continue on to Compass Room with that small key in the Hope Room.
I can't find a route through Ganon's Tower that I can always just stay with. Like, I'm always flip-flopping between Hope Room and then going left, Hope Room and going right, doing Dark Magician. I cannot make up my mind.
I usually change it up based on what my equipment is.
Fair. So the comment in chat, he just got silvers. I saw he got the bow. With the way the progressive bow logic works, the image for the bow and the silver arrows, it looks exactly like the bow. The only difference is the fact that the arrow itself is silver. So they look identical. There is no longer the silver arrow AG item that we've been used to for the longest time.
Looks like we will get to see Pyramid Fairy today. Windfox looking for Mitts still, heading up there. Wait, you have the mirror and you killed Aga. He's gonna take the long way around though.
Oof.
Samaria, yes, Samaria is the name of the item that I meant to say. Thank you to that random person in the chat. Whoever you may be.
That's 12 chests down. Fire Stake Room number 13.
Nothing, unfortunately, in Pyramid Fairy. Just don't go to Ice Palace. Whatever you do, Don't do it.
No, definitely wasn't 13. Rando room, 14 through 17. I think one fox is going to go to skull.
No, going after Smith sequence.
Or Smiths.
Well,
16!
Smith sequence is the answer, so it works. It was
We have a
16.
winner.
16.
We do!
Congratulations.
Belanoff! GG's!
GG!
And Mars, second person to say 16. So you will get a shout out as well. And silver arrows, golden sword, red mail, the only piece of equipment that would effectively be of any quote-unquote value, and those are very massive quotes, maybe the cape. But with a player of Edium's caliber, you don't need that.
I don't think anybody needs that.
Well, if you don't have gold sword, it makes some people, because some people can't do the one cycle with the temper.
No, yeah, sure. I mean, with the temperance sword, I can definitely see using the cape. But with the gold sword, like, the 1-in-1 is actually just free.
Just about. Some people just might like the cape just to survive the barrage, just so they don't get hit by the barrage of fire bats, maybe. Hey, there's Ether.
Yay. Yes, Edium, there's a wall there. He figured it out. He figured it out. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. There's 3 out of 3.
Man, I
so
love
cool.
Westbrook's rooms in this.
Oh yeah, very satisfying rooms.
It is.
So cool gets to skip Laser Bridge. Get out of here, Laser Bridge. No one needs you. And there is Go Mode for Windfox.
Huzzah!
Oh, I just noticed. Did Sailor Jade not do Bombo's tablet?
Oh no.
That's not good. I didn't notice that before. She did do it? Oh, it just hasn't been just a tracker. Okay.
Tracker hangry. Yep, there it is. Confirmation.
Okay, there. Okay, that's...
Okay, everyone's in go mode, yay.
Woo! Woo! That was close.
And shoutouts to our amazing trackers for keeping everything in line with the software the way it's been acting today. Keeping us in line, at least. Without them, our job would be much harder. And while we're on the subject near the end of this race, if you guys did like what you saw, please follow these amazing. Does take a lot of guts to be willing to be restreamed, because this is volunteer basis. I know the first time I volunteered, I was scared, but. Two, one, 2-1.
Hey, let's do Ganon fight.
Buttering a pig? I'm down with that.
So I say before the Butter Sword makes the 1-1 free because Edium has to slash Ganon 6 times to phase him each time. And there's enough time to slash him like 100,000 times. So you only have to do it 6. Edium's going for like 12 though. One more slash will do it for phase 3. There it is. 4 silvers to the face. And that's not going to work. Oh, Edium. Edium, what are you doing? Sets up a triple here if he can get it. 1, 2, 3! Oh, missed it.
Get the GGs in chat. Edium has to survive the 1x3 bridge. He does so.
GG.
With an official SRL time, 1 hour, 31 minutes, 30 seconds. And of course, first place overall.
Wow, thanks, Edium. Because there's no way we could have been using your audio. Wow. And there you go. Those are the credits. Speed running the credits over here. Edium, hello.
Hello.
I would like to humbly request that the next time you win a race on a restream, maybe don't fast forward the credits because maybe they were using your audio since you were so far ahead.
Oh, my bad. I fast forwarded because to come into the interview, I have to plug in my mic, and that causes SNES 9X to crash. So I have I have to fast forward it before I come into the interview.
Well, GG's winning the race today. It's gotta feel good.
Yeah, I imagine at least some people got suckered into Aga there.
Yeah, WinFox, one of the runners on the race stream, did do Aghanim.
Yeah, I was almost gonna do it.
It wasn't because he didn't want to do Hera though. He just skipped the mirror.
Oh no!
Like Hera wasn't even an option for him because he didn't get the mirror from Spiral Cave.
Oh, that's rough.
I think it'd be hard to do Aga though in this scenario. Like Hera's not that bad, right?
Yeah, I mean, I almost didn't go for it, but I was just like, I got that mirror and I was just suspicious about it, so I figured, well, I'll just do this. And, it might be a waste of time or there might be something good here. I wasn't even necessarily expecting to skip Aga. I just was like, maybe there's a fire rod or something nice in here that the game wants me to get.
Well, I feel like a thing with Pendant Hera is that like you never get to skip Pendant. You never skip it, right? Like if Hera's a pendant, you're always doing it.
Yeah,
and
it seems
at some point in time it becomes like the best thing to do. So going out of your way to do it just to maybe get to skip Aga, it's definitely worth it. And you did get to skip Aga.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe it was like one of those late Aga seeds where you get West Darkworld access, but no East Darkworld.
Right.
and flippers just showed up.
Yeah, we were talking before. I don't like. I didn't think it would have been crazy for somebody to like do front of Skullwoods into Graveyard Ledge and then just continue on to Catfish and Pod, which
Yeah,
would have worked out for the most part this season.
I considered doing that, but decided to stay. I guess it would have been in. No, because I did have Aga access.
Oh yeah,
it was
Yeah.
in Logic. It just I don't know. I didn't feel
it's
like
definitely the kind of play that I've been known to favor, but it does
Yeah.
rarely work out very, very well. And like today, even if it worked out, it wouldn't work out very well. You really
was happy.
need to be like hammer and pod for that.
I was happy the flippers showed up because what I wanted to do is I wanted to do that loop around the West Dark World and then try to fake flipper into pod, but then I realized, oh, I've already beat Armos and I haven't hard reset. I think I didn't have the cane at the time. I think you can reset it with the lamp, but I'm not entirely sure how to do that.
It's you do lamp 4 times while facing west, and then you shoot 6 arrows, and the last 3 you make part of your specialty.
Okay.
So lamp 4 times, 6 arrows, 2 bombs, jump.
I'll have to remember that. But yeah, that was a fun seed.
It's a pretty dangerous big flipper though.
Yeah.
But you got the zeros flying overhead right around the little ladder that you're trying to hop up.
I have enough practice dodging them from doing the entrance. But yeah, it really sucks when they do kill you.
I was kind of hoping you would skip Bombus Tablet.
Oh,
you always win Edium. It just like a nice change of pace would be like Edium losing sometime. You couldn't do that for me today though. Just had to go do the things that made sense, and they happen to have the progression.
I'm pretty sure I've lost like the last 3 or 4 races against you, so
That doesn't count though. I'm not watching you play. I'm only watching me play.
So you just want to watch me lose, huh?
Yeah, every time I watch you, I'm not playing, and then you always win. See how that works?
That's not true, though. I don't win that much.
Well, you won today, and I think that's what matters.
Yes. Got to get those SRL points.
I mean, overall, just like a pretty normal seed, honestly. Like you always had some choices, but never really.
Yeah, I thought it had just enough interesting placements to make it, interesting.
Yeah, Sokol is going to finish second here on the restream. He's about to start his Ganon fight. Sailor Jade is opening G this very moment, and Windfox is on his way to Trinex and his last crystal. For the most part, you and Sokol both had pretty much the same routes, but being a very accomplished runner, your execution just pulls ahead room by room. And Sailor Jade really had the same route as everybody else, but like there was a few different like weird decisions that ended up losing her some time. And then Windfox, just everything got destroyed by skipping that mirror.
Yeah, mirror is probably the worst item in the game to skip. One of the worst.
Especially when it locks your Dark World access. Sokol having a little trouble here. Misses the torch glitch on the Silver's fight, but having trouble getting Gannon to stay still long enough to get killed. She'll do it right there. There we go. Down goes Gannon for Sokol, 2044. GG to Sokol. Wait, I have the thing here somewhere. Sokol finishes second place on the restream and second place overall with a time of 1:40:38. GG to Sokol 2044. Should we get those GGs in the chat for him? And we welcome Sokol to the voice chat. How you doing? GG.
GG's, thanks.
Nice finish though, second place. Can't feel bad about that.
You know what? It was good being in GT before Etienne finished.
Definitely.
GG's.
GG's.
Yeah, not too many things to ask about here. You and Etienne pretty much had the whole same route throughout the seed, which is minor differences like who did Mire first or Desert first, things like that. But for the most part, exactly the same route. Etienne's just raw execution carrying him a little farther.
Absolutely. How about those mitts and Tower of Hair?
Yeah. Now, if I remember correctly, you went to Hera before Eastern, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that was kind of a big move at the time because it wasn't clear if everyone was going to go up to Hera, and you get the mitts, and it's like, oh, you went to the pendant instead of the crystal, and it was progression. It's amazing, but unfortunately, it didn't make too big of a difference because everyone else goes to Eastern and then goes to Hera,
Right.
and then later you have to go to Eastern because it's a crystal anyway.
And then I went to Skull Woods, which was nothings.
Yeah, I think we saw Front of Skullwoods from everybody except for maybe Windfox. Not sure. Pretty standard fare though to do Front of Skullwoods, especially when you don't have a hammer.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically overworld checks. I consider it as overworld, so.
I don't know, I really thought it was kind of a nice seed. Like,
Yeah,
the Hera mitts are a little trolly, but when the alternative is Aga, it's unlikely to trip anybody up for very long.
Yeah, compared to yesterday's seed, this was a cake.
Yeah, people have been complaining about that all yesterday. I didn't actually get to see it myself, though.
Oh, I calmed it. It was fun.
Potentially trolly item location in this one was the fire rod on Bombo's tablet, but it just kind of worked out, right? Because like you're going to go to swamp anyway, and then by that time you just do Bombo's tablet.
Yeah, it was just right there, so there was no other time to check it, so you might as well got it then.
I wish all my seeds looked like this one. That last alpha giving Sailor Jade the business, but she takes him out eventually.
Well, I am going to bounce, but GG's to Etienne, and thanks to you guys for commenting and our trackers.
Yep, GG's.
7-1. GG. I'm not sure where Duke got to. Duke, are you still here?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm trying to do some back end stuff real fast.
You do you. I was worried about you. I hadn't heard you for a bit. But I feel real lonely. There's no game audio to listen to, and it makes me feel sad.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to help with, but nothing's working.
Eddie, can you just like go play the seed again so we have something to listen to?
Well,
I gotta go. Actually, I would love to stay and play another seed, but no, I'm gonna hit the road. Thanks to you guys for the calming and tracking and dealing with all the technical issues.
thank you for racing.
That's what we do.
All right, see you.
See you, Eddie. Well, as Sailor Jade and Windfox make their way through Gained Tower here, I'd just like to remind you guys, follow these runners. They're all fantastic people, fantastic players, and definitely worth your time. Eddie M, Sokol 2044, Sailor Jade, and Windfox 470. Sailor Jade getting that last fairy, topping off her health before this very dangerous fight here with Caterpie. But now he'll never evolve into a Metapod. Oh, feels bad, man. Oh my God, Windfox. Don't do that. Don't scare me like that. He menued a mirror.
Oh no!
Don't menu to mirror, you guys. Not in GT. Not there in GT.
Okay, note made. Like, sit over to mirror when you're calming, just to freak you out.
Agatu is not playing nice here for Sailor Jade.
No, he's not. Oh, come on.
He's too far ahead of his copies. You can't even hit him with the copy shots unless they're real close.
Oh, that should have ended it right there too.
Windfox not too far behind, headed into these final rooms for the mini bosses, while Sailor Jade starts her Ganon fight. The silence is unbearable. You can't help it.
Does that help?
Yeah, it does, actually.
It's just damage sound. I won't do that for much longer.
Quick and easy. 1-1 for Sailor Jade. On to phase 3. 2 more hits to go. Oh, nice double there for Windfox.
Oh. That's a good setup for 2. Nope.
And that should do it. No, one more. Oh my God. No! Oh, Sailor Jade getting fire batted right off the edge. And this actually gives Windfox a chance to steal. He is starting his Ganon fight before she gets back.
Oh,
So
man.
it's very unintuitive, but when a fire bat hits you like that, it will push you in the opposite direction of what you're actually holding. So if you're holding away from the edge of the platform, the fire bat pushes you at double speed into the edge of the platform.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so like the go-to strat, if it looks like you're gonna get hit by a fire bat and you can't actually avoid
Start
it,
walking
the
into
go-to
the
strat
pit.
is to just not walk into the pit, but to just let go of the controller. Stop touching the D-pad. Because if the fire bat hits you and you're not moving, then you just stay still anyway.
Okay, I would have thought because of that you'd want to start walking towards the pit.
That just results in you walking into the pit, though.
Okay, so it doesn't push you back into that case. Okay.
You walk faster than the fire bat, so unless you happen to start moving left at the same time that the fire bat's hitting you, like you're just going to be walking into the edge anyway.
Understood. Got it.
But this looks like a steal here for
Oh no!
Oh, Sailor Jade.
And that does look like a steal.
When Fox takes down Ganon.
GG's.
Fox finishes 4th overall with a time of 1:51.47 and 3rd on our restream. Despite the odds, you beat the odds.
Yeah, what were the odds?
Well, Sailor J got to Ganon quite a bit before you, but some unfortunate execution mistakes let you pull ahead there.
Oh. Did you go full left side and miss the silvers?
No, she just fell to Ganon twice.
Oh, ow.
Yeah, very unfortunate. So talk to us about the mirror. Did you do it on purpose? Was it intentional to not do Spiral Cave?
Yes, I was banking on nothing being there because I've had a streak of nothing in Spiral Cave for probably the last 2 weeks. So I intentionally skipped Spiral.
Okay, so you just got burned by decision. I think that's better overall than it just being a mistake, right?
Yeah, just because the streak usually tends to not be favorable for Spiral Cave.
Yeah. I mean, it feels bad, right? Like I made this play and it ended up hurting me really badly, but it feels worse if it's like, oh my God, I didn't mean to skip it.
Yeah, when I was down to the last checks and that was in there, I was like, well, I guess I get it. Yeah, I'm assuming that's probably what burned me and why Edium got the link.
Yeah, that was the big difference maker, was the mirror. So like everybody else gets the mirror and then goes to Hera and then gets Dark World access that way, where you had to kill Aga. And then after getting the mirror, everybody else has the mirror as they go through the Dark World, so they're able to get all those checks more efficiently, like getting Kane Samaria from Purple Chest.
Yeah, if I'd done that, I'd probably been on the 90 to 100 minute mark with Eddie.
I mean, at least you still got to skip Ice Palace. That was the big concern, that you might do Ice Palace before Smith sequence, looking for Kane Samaria.
Yeah, when I got the mirror and had all that stuff, I was like, well, if it's not on Purple Chest route, then I just go to Ice Palace, because that was my route, was to go Ice Palace after.
Right. I feel like with the advent of Icebreaker, like when you're looking for Kane Samaria, nobody wants to go to Ice Palace.
That's also why I intentionally skipped Ice Palace, because I didn't have the Kane. I was like, I'm not going to bother if I don't have. And if it's in there, then I got burned.
And Sailor J does take down Ganon, getting 5th place overall with a time of 1:54.16. GG's.
Well, at least the other fun fact about the seed, you were actually the first one with the fire rod, at least.
Really?
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, because everybody else has they go through the Dark World with the mirror, but they don't have the book.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you were the first one that had the basic capability of getting all of that.
And then when you finally get your mirror, obviously you don't want to go to Hera, because if it's Hera, that means you didn't have to do Aga. So you go do the mirror checks, and it ends up getting you the fire rod. I was actually surprised you didn't follow the fire rod into Skullwoods using that same logic. But I guess, like, you wanted to grab an ether tablet.
Yeah, with the mirror, I was just like, well, I have way more checks with the mirror than I do going straight to Skull with the Bombus tablet and ether tablet.
And we're joined by Sailor Jade here in the voice chat. GG's. So Ganon was being a real mean jerk to you today.
I have not had 2 falls on Ganon since I came back to racing, so that was pretty frustrating.
That happens to everybody at some point. Those firebots are real mean about it.
Tiny bit.
What a lot of people don't realize is that the firebat will actually push you in the opposite direction that you're trying to hold. So trying to walk away from the edge of the platform while a firebat touches you actually pushes you faster into the edge.
Yep, I remember hearing about that since I started racing again, and I didn't think about it until the moment it hit me, and I was already pressed on the control
it's
pad.
hard. It's hard without tons of practice at it, because your instinctual reaction is to get away from the edge, and your instinct is betraying you at that point.
Yep.
Overall, though, I don't think this was too mean a seed. I think everybody got to skip the back of Skullwoods. Everybody skipped Ice Palace.
Yeah, it's nice to skip Ice Palace. My only complaint is I hate navigating the Dark World like that without Hammer.
Yeah, it's very uncomfortable to in Dark World without Hammer. Hammer and Meyer wasn't very nice. I disagree. Hammer and Meyer was super nice. We didn't even need the hammer for anything. Except Ice Rod, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And Helmasaur, and that was literally it. Those 2 things.
Yeah, and the Ice Rod was on the way to Crystal Argus, and Helmasaur is a Crystal Helma. Like you're gonna go do this anyway, so it's not like the answer is Spike Cave or something. That would have been annoying.
Yeah, I was happy to find Ice Rod before I found Fire Rod, because then that means I didn't have to do Ice Palace.
Right.
Yeah, when I found Ice Rod before Kane this morning, I was like, oh, is it going to be a Ped Seed with Kane on the Ped? That was my weird.
No, I think this is a nice seed because, it wasn't like a jet seed. Like, you had progression and pendants, and it was very annoying having a double dip pod and stuff. Like, everything was kind of in the place that made sense to go to, right? Like, when you get flippers in Hype Cave, it's not like you had to choose between doing Pendant Ice and Crystal Swamp and going to pod without the hammer. Like, you only had one choice. You had to go to pod. That was the only choice. And pod had progression, and that progression led to more progression, and that progression led to more progression, and then the state ended. It was nice. I like it. I like seeds like that.
Yeah, it was very...
Yeah, definitely, guys. Make sure to follow our runners here today. Edium, Soulcold 2044, Windfox 470, and Sailor Jade. They all put on a fantastic show for us. Definitely worth your time to follow. Use the !R command to get links to their streams. But I think we're about ready to wrap it up. What do you say, Duke?
I think so. We got everybody done, and was a good race. Definitely fun. Good to be common with you, Koi. And speaking of people to follow, definitely our trackers, give them a follow. Give Koi a follow. This guy, Koi's amazing. Like, his runs are amazing. Plus, he also teaches all of this stuff. Definitely give them a follow as well.
Well, thank you so much. Well, I'm about ready to fall asleep. Let's say we wrap it up for the day. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank
We
you for
appreciate
coming
you.
and tracking.
Yeah, our
Yep.
pleasure.
Thank you guys. Thank you, trackers.
Make sure to follow the Speed Gaming channels, everybody. Speed Gaming 1 through, I think we have 6 channels. That sounds right. Well, Speed Gaming 1 through 6 for fantastic speedrunning content. Not even just Link to the Past. There are actually other games. Most people think I'm joking, but there are games that are not Link to the Past. Trust me, check it out. It's
What?
I mean,
That's awesome,
they're not as good, but you know, people like variety.
Oh, okay.
Until next time, we'll see you later. Bye, everybody.
Catch you guys next round.